Namaskar and welcome back to Linux Fundamentals. In this video we will talk about environment variables. So environment variables play a very important role in any system. So you must have seen the environment variables in Windows also. So in Linux also environment variables play a very important role. So environment variables basically define the behavior of the environment. So when we are using the shell, we are using the system, there are some environment variables that hold some important information about the system. So like, say for example, the system name, the operating system name, the username, and so on, the user home directory, and so on. So similarly, so here we are going to talk about some of the environment variables that are useful in Linux, and we can also create our own environment variables if required. So the environment variables basically affects the processes and the programs that are executing in the system. So maybe you can set the path of a program, you can set the path of an application and use the application through that path without going to its physical location. So this is how we can use the environment variables. So path is one of the environment variables. The environment variables are written in the capital letters, so we can have global or local environment variables. The global environment variables are set for the entire system, and that is valid throughout the system in whichever application or in whichever places you want to use it. Local variables are set only for a particular shell or for a particular user that is useful in that particular shell or for that particular user only. So let's have a look at the environment variable. So this is how the syntax to view the value of the environment variables is. So echo $name. So in one of our previous videos we saw how to display the environment variables in Linux. So we had seen the home directory. So echo $home will give you the home directory of the current user. So this is the syntax. So if you want to view the environment variables, so we have two commands, printenv and env. So it displays all the global environment variables that are present in your system. So we can execute these two commands and have a look at the global environment variables in your system. So you can also set your own global environment variable with the help of this command. So export name is equal to value and set name is equal to value. So name here is some name that you want to give for the variable. So it is basically the variable name, and the value is what value you want to set for that particular environment variable. So this is how we set the environment variable. And you can also set the local variable. So here for local variable you don't have to include the keywords like export and set, but you can simply give the name and give some value for that variable. So just in the previous case we saw in the backtick command where we are storing the command in some variable. So that was a local variable that we saw an example in the previous video. So once you set the environment variables, you can also remove or you can cancel the environment variable by using the unset environment or unset command. So the unset you can simply provide the name, or you can simply use the name is equal to, and in single quotes you can give blank single quotes. That will unset the environment variable. That is, the environment variable that you created can be cancelled and you can use it. You can't use it further. So there are some default environment variables that usually come with the installation of the operating system. So the $user will display the user, who is the user, then $path will display the path of various applications that has been set in your system. Then it shows you the language. Lang will show the language. $home shows the home directory of the user. $hostname shows the host name. So what is the host name? That is the computer name on which the Linux is installed. Then $editor, it shows you what kind of editor we are using. $uid, it shows you the user ID, and $shell shows the shell that we are using. So let's see the demonstration. Let's go to the demonstration of this environment variables. So we'll see how to set and unset the environment variables, and also we will go through the system environment variables that are available in Linux. So let's jump to the demonstration. So we can use the command printenv to view the environment variables. So here you can see the various environment variables that are available. So you can see the home, it shows you the path of the home, it shows you the username, and there are many other environment variables. It shows you the shell, it shows the language. So what is the language set for this? You can see the log name, you can see the present working directory. So these are all the environment variables that are set by default by the system. So now if you want to set your own environment variables, so we use the commands like export, and now we use some environment variables, say for example trial, or you can just say test is equal to, and say in small we'll give the test. And if you want to check whether these environment variable has been set or not, we use the command echo $test in all caps, and you can see the test has been set. So if you want to remove this environment variable, you can simply use the test is equal to single quotes, enter. Now again we can see echo $test. So the value has been removed, so the environment value has been unset, so there is no environment variable called test now. So this is how we can set or unset the values to the environment variables. So now let's see the default environment variables that are available. So $echo home, echo $home. So you see the home directory, then you have echo $hostname, shows you the name of your system, the host name. Then we can see echo $path, it shows the path of the various applications that are installed in the system. Then you can see echo $shell, so it shows you what shell we are using. So this is how we can deal with the environment variables. You can also set the local variables. So we saw how to set the environment variables for the global variables. So without using the export command or the set command, we can set the local variables. So local variables will remain local to a particular shell or particular session. So again we'll say test is equal to, in double quotes you'll say test1, enter, and echo $test. So you can see the value has been set. So the environment variables are very useful while writing the programs in Linux, that is writing the shell scripts. So you can create your own local variables as well as you can create global variables that remains valid for any shell or any user. So any user can use the global variables, whereas local variables remain confined or remain limited to a particular shell or a particular session. So this is how we work with the environment variables. So you can create your environment variables, you can create global environment variables as well as the local environment variables, and use those variables in your program or wherever we need it in Linux system. In the next video we will see how to work with files and directories, that is how to create a file, how to create a directory. Thanks for watching the video. If you have liked the video, please click on the like button and share your views and suggestions with us by writing in the comment section below, and encourage us by subscribing to our channel, and please do not forget to click on the alert bell so that you don't miss our upcoming videos on our channel. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.